Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Psalms 122 will be our prayer this morning. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of the Lord. For there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. they shall prosper that love thee. Peace be within thy walls, and prosperity within thy palaces. For my brethren and companions' sake, I will now say, peace be within thee. Because of the house of the Lord, our God, I will seek thy good. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Same offense, different reaction. Or some would argue that the offense in Jamaica is even worse. Because under the British system and the Parliament standards, even though Nigel Farage did not declare his gifts, we knew where Nigel Farage, crypto, and other money comes from. To date, we don't know where Andrew Holness money come from, particularly those one who were pumped into his account by God knows who. We still don't know where Andrew Wheatley 164 million come from. So some would argue in Jamaica, it's much of a worse situation. Cornwall Regional Hospital is a hot mess. It's really a hot mess. And the people of Jamaica still have to deal with that. Unlike politicians who could fly abroad to get medical care, barring Dr. Chang, who have to gamble with his life and the medical systems in Jamaica, we are told, wait a little bit more. Every year that Cornwall Regional Hospital is set for completion, we are being given an excuse after excuse, and no completion or operational date in sight.
10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their GLP friends them build high rise, road still full of hope. A house pocket to a field, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in your politics we ever see. Wholeness, time to go, time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Wholeness, time to go, time to go. From Kingston to Legril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done really show. Wholeness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report land and nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocating down and it just smoke. And when we raise the voice, you call we political. But the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Wholeness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Yes and no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not on the door.
Wholeness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Wholeness, our time to go. We know our no hype, we know our no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. Oh, you live so large when we living so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice. Them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate. Jamaica speaking and I know too late. Time to go. The people. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more. You know, hear us. We are not body door. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Wholeness and time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. What can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live.
Is there anything in our country that really works? Whether it be healthcare, education, infrastructure such as water, road, electricity. What is working in our country? Michael Manley told us in the 70s and 80s, when his time with the Americans, that he is prepared to walk through the world on his feet. I'm not sure, though, that this latest batch of PNP is walking through the world on their feet, or even if they are, they probably are on just one leg, because there's a thing that's called hot off the heels, which I'm not sure this batch of the PNP, barring Dr. Dawes, get that message. Hot off the heel means that as Andrew and his regime blunders, the PNP must have an instant reaction to the blunder of the government.
Yo! Jamaica check, Jamaica check, Jamaica check. Check in, check in, check in. Aye. Why Andrew you fuck up Jamaica? Turn your wife in a house speaker. How you make the warship come here? You want Donald Trump to take over? To send more criminal boy. The deport you we no want them boy. Andrew Holness a real slave master. Him sell out the whole of Jamaica to Donald Trump, but Andrew Holness wicked and lie. Sell out Jamaica and left us to die. Donald Trump tell Andrew say, you say they trying them send them away. Why Andrew you fuck up Jamaica? It's like you want to hurry up with hunger. And I said no the police and soldier. Fi kill off a whole of Jamaica. Fi bring pedophile compound will and fi rape little bikini and big woman. Donald Trump keep your problem. Little Jamaica can't solve them. Jamaica have them one problem. We want a way out to solve them. We have to robbers and thieves. Little Jamaica in a grief. Why Andrew you fuck up Jamaica? Turn your wife in a house speaker. How you make the warship come?
Well, good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome. I had a sleepless night last night for the fact that I had to turn the fan off because the fan seemed to affect my sinus and hay fever when me have it run all night. Last night was hot. Today's hot as well. The sun barely coming out because it's kind of cloudy for now. And we're already registering over 30 degrees, even though the weatherman says, oh, today is going to be a little less warmer. Oh, please don't believe the weatherman. Morning, everybody. Welcome. Onodo. We are looking at corruption in Jamaica and corruption in the Westminster system. As you know, our politics is modeled off the Westminster system. They regularly refer to the Westminster democracy. Don't know what that is, don't ask me. Lynette Jenkins, good morning. Debbie Jarvis TV, good morning and welcome. Miranda Raddock, good morning. Good morning. Baron Leslie Elgar Fletcher, good morning. Barbara Simpson, Charmaine Platt, Michael Nepper, good morning. Errol Reed, Suzette Williams, Monica Wills, yes, good morning. Violet Watson, good morning. Gloria Morris, good morning and welcome. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Sheena Kelly, good morning and welcome. Still a bit stuffy, but the coughing don't so bad this morning, I must say. Elga Fletcher, Miss Drum Upton, Empress Deb, good morning, good morning. Pamela Akola, good morning and welcome. Donna Thompson, good morning. Anna, good morning and welcome. Morning all. Abinasa Cody, good morning, good morning. Who else is there this morning? To my silent listeners and watchers, good morning and welcome. We appreciate you being here. We know some of you might not want to chat in the comment, but please do when you join the live, make sure you hit the like button. That's a way to support the program, Evan Miller, and get us out there in the hustle and bustle against Mr. and Mrs. Algorithm. Greatness, good morning and welcome. Don't know how much of you in the Jamaica spheres have heard of Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage is our Donald Trump. Nigel Farage was a European Member of Parliament. We call them MEP. Member of Parliament of the European Union. Not until 2024, though he was a member of the Conservative Party and a staunch critic of both sides of the fences when it comes to Britain being in the European. One could argue as well, Nigel Farage is an open racist and a xenophobe. Nigel Farage is the reason why Britain is out of the European Union. Because of his badgering of migration, racism, culture that Britain really doesn't have, don't know what they're talking about when they speak of the British culture. But he is the architect of the downfall of Britain when it comes to the European Union. It was because of Nigel Farage why David Cameron and his drivel-em-out gave the referendum that the people that he lost and thereby had to step down the morning after the night before. Nigel Farage led a campaign against the Conservative and the Labour and our attachment to the European Union. And thereby we are where we're at today. You would have thought he would have hailed his success, but he has washed his hands of things and have continuously blamed the establishment. He fought his way and created his own party called Reform. Reform in the last few years have become a contender coming up against conservatism in Britain. And thereby, he struggled and finally got a seat in Parliament in 2024. He is now out of Parliament. and we'll explain why this morning. But Andrew Holness and Andrew Wheatley, refresh to excellence. Oh, you do. Andrew Holness and Andrew Wheatley, in my view, have done worse than Nigel Farage, because Nigel Farage is not being investigated for illicit enrichment, though being a part of the legislature before his resignation. He's not a part of the government. Andrew Holness and Andrew Wheatley are members of the government in our country. Now, Nigel Farage resigned earlier this week after a parliamentary standard investigation and a long-running investigation when it comes to astute British investigative journalism. Because when British journalists, and this is what Jamaica people need to get in their head. Nigel Farage is one of the most unliked men in Britain, but he's one of the most listened to men in Britain. Unlike, and we have this right across Jamaica, where if you don't like a politician, you don't want to listen to him and you don't want to hear what he has to say. And this is why we cannot follow the script. This is why, I say, God bless, morning. This is why we cannot follow the script. And I've always tried to get to, because a lot of you globalists are like that as well. You don't want to hear nothing from Andrew. You don't want to say Andrew. Our most hated politicians are the most popular ones in this country. Popular to listen to, popular to want to know what they are saying and what do they mean. Keir Starmer was our most hated prime minister in history. But he was the most talked about and most listened to because of how much he's been hated and despised in this country. And on of a change, on can't stick on your head in a sand and act like I say, only vloggers to take up this war. All of us must understand when the government speak. All of us must bite with teeth and follow the script. This is why the 9-day wonder works in Jamaica, whereas it don't work in Britain. It's from May, so from the Epstein report came out, as much as Keir Starmer was dragging it out, the press never let go of the story. When Boris Johnson blundered, when Boris Johnson lied to us, the press never let go of the story. You, the people of Jamaica, you, our supporters, easy to get fed up our story. If we run it for 2 days straight, you don't want to hear it. Philly, yes, him annoying to listen to and to look at. But this is why, if a lot of us vloggers never out here and enforce this story, a lot of them would know what go on. Because if you say, are here Andrew Holness, you flick past the thing. Andrew Holness speaks a lot of fuckery. Mind you, God Almighty, it hurts the head and the mind sometimes. How do we know it's fuckery if we don't listen? Huh? How do we know when the Prime Minister is speaking fuckery? How do we know when the Prime Minister is speaking lie if we don't listen? You can't always take hearsay from we vloggers. Only pa we tell lie pa Andrew Holness. Only pa we mischaracterize him, or only pa we just use him for content. But when you listen for yourself, you can assess what is it that he said and what is it that he meant. If it is that we now go listen to him or watch him How we gonna bring him down? British journalists never liked Keir Starmer. The British people never liked Keir Starmer. But he was listened to criticize him, to dispel his myth or whatever else him come with. We cannot continue to operate in the way we do and think we're going to get results. That's why Andrew Holness is winning. Because when Andrew Holness speak to docile labor rights, it get through. And then the rest of we out here, Opal Morning, how you do? The rest of we out here don't know what he said and don't know what is happening because we refuse to listen to him. I know it's difficult, but I'm not going to take that approach. Because if we allow Andrew to just run him out like a diarrhea ass, the 21% of fool who vote for him will put him back in power again. You, the ordinary Jamaicans or the so-called comrades, have to listen to be able to convince other docile labor rights out there. Some of them are your very family members. To either not vote for him or not go to the poll. If you cannot dispel Andrew lie, how you go convince the people them way you have convince? It's painful to listen to him, but we need to listen to him more. Him get liar than liarer. Him get wicked and wickeder. We cannot make him speak the things them and challenge. Sometimes when him talk the things them and we bring it forward for make you aware, you don't want to know. How is it that we are going to bring down Andrew Holness if Andrew Holness is allowed to flatter in our country and challenge? There's a lot of our ways to politics, a lot of our approach that we need to relook at. It's not the politician that we love we must listen to. Because the politician we love, when them talk and pull wool over with eye, we cheer it on or we look the other way. It's the one that is going to tell us the lies, the one that is going to misinform us, the one that is coming with the propaganda, the false narrative. That's the one you must listen to. Now, Nigel Farage was under the cloud, still under the cloud, over money, cryptocurrency, and other donations. He was given gifts of up to 5 million crypto from a billionaire called Christopher Harbone as financial support. He was also given donation from another friend, a convicted fraudster, George R. Correll, or whatever his name. All of these, after being exposed by astute British investigative journalism, led to a parliamentary standard investigation. Now, Nigel Farage should have reported these gifts and donation to the parliamentary committee and to Parliament Library or wherever them report things to. He never did. And that led to the investigation of Parliamentary Standard Commission. That investigation was launched in May. Winston, how are you? Anna. And when the final investigation came out, even though he denied and continues to say he have done nothing wrong, he had to resign as member of parliament for his constituency, Clacton. Even the corrupt, one of Britain's most corrupt politician, Nigel Farage, not resigning from cabinet, not resigning from the government or the ruling party, resigning as a member of parliament, stepping down as a legislator. Whatever you want to say about the corrupt, crooked man that is Nigel Farage, at least racist as he is, xenophobic as he is, fraudster coddling as he is, you have to say the man got a little bit of integrity. That is showing that in the Westminster system, there are systems and processes that works. So when you hear Jamaican politicians speak of the Westminster democracy, stick two fingers up at them and say, up your aunties. Because the Westminster democracy doesn't work in our country. Investigative journalism doesn't work in our country. If Andrew Holness was a British politician, we would know today who walk up a cash pint and put money in Andrew Holness account. Because British journalists never come off of this story until them find out who it is. It's not so within our country. Or journalists really don't want to know. And this is why I know Andrew Holness is going to get another third term. Because there's no not third term, fourth term. There's no investigative journalism in our country. And there is no opposition. There also isn't any rebellion, any backbench rebellers in the Jamaica Labour Party. These are the three people that hold government to account and bring down government. Investigative journalism, a robust opposition, not the 1 foot opposition where up and crutchstick, and meaningful backbench rebellion within the Jamaica Labour Party. None of these three things exist at the moment. And you think we're going to get rid of Andrew Holness? Sit down and wait. We do not also have a clued up populace where the people can say, we have no credible opposition. We have no journalism. There isn't any backbench rebellion. We are going to take control and take our country back. We are going to take a stand. None of that exists. None of that exists. How then can you convince me that Andrew Holness is not going to get a fourth term? Convince me that Andrew Holness will not get his fourth term, as they call it, fourth term loading. Convince me, Jamaica, as to how Andrew Holness' fourth term they're secure. When in our government, we have the Prime Minister under the illicit probe. We have cabinet member, i.e. Andrew Wheatley, under the illicit probe. We have up to 15 members of the Jamaica Labour Party, Ladybug, under the illicit probe. And you're saying that Andrew Holness fourth term not secure? Andrew Holness fourth term secure because none of the opposition to Andrew Holness isn't working. Investigative journalism isn't working. His Majesty's opposition isn't working. The backbench rebellion within the Jamaica Labour Party isn't working. And the people who ought to, if nothing else, work to become civil disobedient and take back their country and take back their power isn't working. How, may I ask, do we expect to get rid of Andrew Holness when even supporters of the opposition is willing to sell themselves cheap to Andrew Holness and his cronies? All of what the Integrity Commission is struggling, good British journalism would have thrown that out in public a long time. All of the hopscotch where Andrew Holness a play, we would have known if we have proper investigative journalism in our country. All of the shadow where Andrew hide behind, regardless of what is in front of the court. The opposition can talk about certain things if it's in front of the court. It doesn't apply to the media. It doesn't apply to the media in Jamaica who is in bed with the government. It doesn't apply to the media who have sold themselves short and out to this crooked regime. And this is why things are falling apart. Because everything with to stand up against Andrew Holness isn't working. Everything with to stand up against Andrew Holness, either under Andrew Holness' pocket or I don't care too much. The opposition, like them sell themselves out, the supporters of the opposition is waiting for God or something, Marcia Thomas, oh you do. Waiting for God or something to intervene. While Andrew Holness, Melford, how you do, is gearing up to buy himself a fourth term like he did with a third term. And you don't want to listen when Andrew Holness speak. This is why we will never win against this man. Half the time, we don't know what he's saying. He's appealing to his base, and it is working. Who are we appealing to? We see them every day cuss Andrew Holness. Now go benefit we. It now go make we get rid of Andrew Holness. And we should look at the last three years before the general election last year. We drugged this guy. We drugged him. In 2022 report come out where we think, yes, sir, Andrew, I figure step down now. The illicit enrichment report come out and we think, yeah, this is it. It's not working. We have to change the strategy. We have to listen to him to be able to tackle him and corner him. We can't tackle him if we don't know what we're tackling him about. There's a lot that we need to change as a people and as a country if we need to take on Andrew Holness and the corrupt JLP regime. We can't leave this fight to blogger alone. We don't say we're not useful. We can't wake up. If we vloggers alone were useful, Andrew Holness would have come down. Andrew Holness would have lost the election. PNP supporters wouldn't have PNP supporters were crowd up around the platform and say one market J, and still go selling yourself to Andrew Holness. And you still want we if you come out here every day, champion the cause, and you sit down and irritated by the Prime Minister face and voice. Irritated by the Prime Minister face and voice. And you think that's enough to get rid of him? When they say they will not surrender Jamaica to the PNP, they mean exactly that. They mean exactly that. So if it is that you can listen to him short term, you're going to have to suffer the long-term effects and consequences. Paul Johnson, morning. When it comes to championing these things, is everybody together? The investigative journalism round corner, that's one knock jump. The opposition round, that's one knock jump. The backbench round, that's one knock for them jump. And the people round, that's one knock for them. All we have to knock jump together. We can't look at one another and say, this fight, we left it to X, Y, or Z. We have to organize and centralize, as what Marcus Garvey says. All of us have to synchronize in the attacks against the Prime Minister. Otherwise, the 1-1 cocoa won't work. And on the PNP vloggers and supporters, we don't need to call out on a party. When the party is doing horrible. Horrible. The little noise in a parliament is the least of anything. The little kosher noise in a parliament where after we don't understand where we are going in there. It's nothing compared to the job that the PNP ought to be doing. Just like how Labour out here 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day spin narrative. The PNP for out here 20 times a day spinning narrative as well. Because when you left, all right, say for example, we're going to go to Damian Crawford. Dana Morris Dixon, you know that one with the hair, came out about 2 weeks ago, Pep result and Galangin come out in it. And Dana Morris Dixon come out with the knives and the rejoicing. Damian Crawford only come out in the last half an hour. Me not even hear an official statement from Damian Crawford. As you know, about Thursday, about Tuesday, Wednesday, we learn of Cornwall Regional Hospital completion date put back. And Dr. Das came out within days or so on. Pep got on in about 2 weeks now. And about 2 weeks ago, Dana Dixon come out with the nice about Pep. The Pep results. And I'm only seeing something said from Damian Crawford. It let me wonder all the while, the opposition, them agree with one another? Are they talking to each other? When Damian did sit down and do a mark book, Steve, morning. A book Damian did sit down and mark, that Damian Crawford only a come out now, a pushback on what Dana Dixon said. This is the problem. When we left government narrative, in the media, for swirl around, and stick in a people's memory. People don't remember correction when it come long after. Us Jamaica people, I have the experience. Jamaica people listen to the first set of story, and they don't want to hear the truth or the correction that comes afterward. Beat and teach how you do. Jamaica people rely upon the first set of story where them hear. And once they hear the first set of story, and that they run with, you could have come with a correction 1,000 times, or the truth 1,000 times. The truth walk on crutch stick like PNP. Lies fly in a supersonic missile. And that's the problem in our country. We make the lie flourish and cherish. We cherish the lies and make them flourish. And then when the time comes for the truth, nobody no want to hear. So me don't know what they mean Crawford come out pan coach stick. Come out a hop on one leg. How much weeks after?
The opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, is chiding the education ministry for what he calls untruthful in how the recent PEP exam numbers were reported. The Ministry of Education reported that 3 or 4 subject areas in the recently concluded PEP exams exceeded the ministry's 70% target. The analysis showed that 72% of students scored proficient or highly proficient in language arts, literacy 79% mastery, numeracy 75% mastery, while mathematics only missed by 1%. But according to opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, the ministry is celebrating an unfortunate assessment of the facts surrounding the situation.
The examination of PEP this year has changed because of Melissa. And so to that extent, they only had one component of the examination. To compare that to last year and claim that we have improved is a ridiculous comparison of oranges to apples, because these children did not do the same exam last year, nor did they do the exam that the last set of students did. So in an effort to claim that they are working, they're trying to say that the exam that didn't include a high level of application and was mostly around the multiple choice and only two of the topics would have proven that they are working effectively.
Additionally, Mr. Crawford said this year marks the first time grade 6 students have done the literacy test, noting that the ministry's assessment of it is incorrect.
To claim that there was improvement is improbable for us to have assessed, because we'd have to look at last year's 6th grade and this year's 6th grade. What they're claiming is that compared to last year 5th grade, the students would have improved. But there is always levels of literacy. So we have to maintain or attain if they have achieved 6th grade literacy as versus improving upon their 5th grade assessment. So there's a level of literacy for 3 grade, 4 grade, 5 grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And so therefore, we'd have to have an assessment of if they achieve 6th grade literacy.
And Mr. Crawford reacted to the minister's report that 90% of students were placed in one of 7 schools of choice, while 9.5% of students were placed by proximity.
Because we don't have zoning but school choice, the examination is used to assess who gets their choice, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, up to 6th or 7th. And again, the ministry is trying to use 7 choices to claim that everybody got their choice. Most children don't even know 7th school, much less to not have gotten their choice if it's 7 choices. Those among our age group would know once upon a time we had 2 choices. And that would have proven if you had completed the assessment in a satisfactory way.
In the meantime, Mr. Crawford accused the government of being segmenters of the nation's children.
I hear an uproar about the Ascot Primary School that had a separation of those in gowns or those not in gowns. And the government had intervened to claim they don't want that segregation. However, we do have a segregation with the park lunch line and the non-park lunch line that the government facilitates. Those children incapable to afford a lunch have to go in a special line and receive special food, and that is every day, as versus this one day where the principal sought to reward those who did well, and we're seeking to promote that he was seeking to embarrass those who did not do well. So segregation in our schools have been a government systematic.
Yeah. Let me tell you what is wrong with this opposition. All of them, but all of them are professionals and business people. And that is what is being prioritized by the PNP. Them other outside job and them businesses. That's what they prioritize. This is why them not have time for it. Because they're lawyers, doctors, entrepreneur, and all sorts, except for politicians. We pay them $14 million a year to represent us. We pay them $14 million per year as MP to represent us. What they prioritize are their businesses and their professional work outside where them should not take care of our business. Damian Crawford should have come out within 24 hours to dispel Dana Dixon's argument. When Damian Crawford go about 2 weeks later, who remember what Dana says? Huh? Who remember what Dana says about 2 weeks ago when PEP results come out? Dana Dixon come out and Dana Dixon tell the whole heap a lie. And I know Damian Crawford come out to come tell we say a lie Dana Dixon tell. Well, let me read this here. Will come out from JIS. Plans are underway to pedestrianize Holland Bamboo in St. Elizabeth and transform the scenic location into ecotourism destination as part of the government broader initiative to preserve and enhance Jamaica's natural attraction. Minister of Agriculture Clyde Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Fiona Beswick disclosed that a proposal has been submitted to the Ministry of Finance and Public Services, Esmeralda Thornton, seeking nearly $500 million in funding to undertake a comprehensive revitalization of the attraction. Oh, God of grace. Doesn't stop, you know? They don't stop. The opposition is doing a horrible job when it comes to taking on this government. When it comes to calling out this government, the opposition is doing a horrible job. I don't see any effectiveness coming through from the opposition. If you see it, tell me. But I don't see it. Demonstrating in Parliament, making up noise in Parliament is not it. Half of the Jamaica people, Labour Right and PNP, don't understand we're going in a Parliament. Half of them don't watch it. You just look at the viewing numbers on JIS and PBCJ. Look at the viewing numbers on JIS and PBCJ. Jamaica people don't care. Jamaica people wait till vloggers come spin a narrative sometimes a lot of us vloggers do get it wrong. A lot of us vloggers just look for what we can use for target Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness, rather than showing up the People's National Party for what they're really not doing. We still yet to see a coordinated approach by the People's National Party. Up until today, the People's National Party cannot offer the people of Jamaica a weekly press conference on the most burning issues in our country. Their voices not really been heard in Parliament because, you know, say, Madame Moselle shut them down at her will. Madame Moselle shut them down at her will and at her own choosing. Their voices aren't being heard in Parliament. Even if they're asking a question in Parliament, we have no idea what they're asking because they can't even give context to the question they're asking. We are being underserved by the government and more so by the opposition who want to hold the government to account. They're not having a weekly press conference on the burning issues. And when an issue arises, we're not having an immediate press conference hot off the heel. So when we say Andrew Holness, fourth term secure, I mean exactly that. Thief, buy, or for free, Andrew Holness, fourth term is secured. Because we only want to cuss this government. We don't want to show them up for who they are. So cussing never take down Andrew government in the last 3 years. It's not going to do it at the next general election. There ought to be a coordinated approach between the people and the opposition. A coordinated approach by all of us, media, opposition, and the people. But everybody has fight them own battle. Everybody is concerned about Andrew Nose and Juliet Foot. Those are not the issue we should be concerned with. Andrew Nose are go big for the rest of his life. Juliet Foot are go big for the rest of her life. That's not the issue that we ought to be concerned about. On the PNP vloggers and on the PNP supporters, we don't need to straighten out on the party. Me glad me no PNP, no. Me glad me no PNP. Because me can't put myself and my name amongst something we're not working. The PNP isn't working. How can we get justice, Ladybug? We have to fight this battle, one, meaningfully, and we have to fight this battle with coordination. We ought not, as a people, should depend on the opposition. We see them useless. We, the people, must come out with love for politician or fear of politician and take a stand for ourselves. Look at the Westminster democracy that we madly with self-offer. Actually, every Saturday there's a demonstration in this country. If you go West End, outside of the Prime Minister residence, there's always people out there turn up across the road on the pavement demonstrating with them placard. If not right through the week, you're going to find that at Downing Street. You're going to find that on a Saturday. Jamaica people don't believe in nothing other than gossip and belly full. Gossip and belly full is our interest. And that's why Andrew Holness can do or say all of these things and get away with it. This is why the PNP allow Andrew Holness to tell blatant lies unchallenged in our country. 3 years ago, I've been talking about PNP don't have a media presence. 3 years on, PNP still don't have a media presence. PNP have a YouTube page, a Facebook page, an Instagram page under the Team PNP banner and the TikTok page. PNP thing to say, clipping out few things from what happened in a parliament and post them over there is media presence. What is Nikita Burchell doing? Nikita Burchell's role is to modernize these things and make them a fly like BG. The other little careless girl, Peter Gay, in the young PNP, once in a while you will see she put up something over there. There's no media presence for the PNP. While Andrew Holness and them people, they run with it every day. 12 times a day. Andrew and them people, just anybody shit. Marlon come out, Apka come out, Young Jamaica come out. The PNP keeps saying, the media this, the media, so what? So what if the media don't give you advice? Why don't you create advice for yourself? What does a no confident vote? A no confident vote is to show that Parliament, as in Labour and PNP, no longer have confidence in the government. A no confident vote will not work in the current system we have because the numbers are not balanced. You would need more than Labour have what, 34 or 35 of them. So you would need at least 36 votes for a no confident. If it's by simple majority, you would need at least 36 votes to take down Andrew Holness in a no confident motion. Or if it's by 2/3, you would need more than the 36. The problem is nobody in the Labour Party is rebelling against Andrew Holness. Nobody in the Labour Party will vote along with the PNP if they call for a vote of no confidence. That will not work. What is more important is mobilizing the people of Jamaica, using a weekly press conference or a hot off the heels press conference as soon as there's a blunder, as soon as there's lies told, as soon as there's information to clarify. And that we pay the PNP them for. But them a doctor, lawyer, beggar, thief, and all sort, and they have to prioritize their business. Therefore, what we pay them to do is put on the back burner, and whenever they get around to it, they do it. But a vote of no confidence won't work. Sorry. A vote of no confidence in Andrew Holness, whether it be by simple majority or by 2/3, will not work. What will do better is a mobilization of the people, public and private sector, beggars and thieves. Everybody decide to squeeze the economy. Everybody decide to withdraw their money from the economy. Everybody decide to sit home and don't go at work. Because when we use that coordinated approach, government can sack public sector workers. When a few public sector workers alone come out, government can victimize them. If the entire public sector, Lynette Jenkins, decide to sit down at home and do nothing, you see, as soon as they attack the PNP, them run gone, this is another problem. And this is why I could never support the PNP party. Let me tell you something, and I say this seriously and meaningfully. PNP is the biggest hypocrite in our country. And this is why Andrew defeat them, because you know what? They are no better than Andrew. PNP don't want to hear the truth. You see when labor right, we stay up on social media and battle with you over the truth, not PNP. PNP worse than labor right in our country. PNP only want to hear what caress them ego. And that's why I'm telling the PNP, if you're not ready for this, go on and leave us in peace. That's the hot already, you see. If you're not ready for this PNP, go on and leave us in peace, because we don't like to hear the truth. When people talk the truth about party, we get up in our skin. Some of the biggest backlash me face on Facebook is from PNP. The people them who unsubscribe from my YouTube and Facebook channels are PNP. The labor rights are still on my platform, battling it out with me when they feel the need to. A PNP think to say me if you talk, to caress them ego, but more and more go unsubscribe, more and more go stop watch me. Because only thing to say me I go sit down every day and criticize Andrew and Juliet. It's not going to work. The criticism never worked for the last 3 years. It's not going to work now. What else do we plan to do? What else do we plan to do to take on the corruption of this government? It's because of PNP why Mark Golden and him team behave the way them do. Like these things don't matter. The PNP come out when it suits them. When it's politically expedient for the PNP, that's when the PNP come out to come target Andrew Holness. It ought to be a daily targeting by the PNP of the Andrew Holness regime. For the last 3 years before the general election, Andrew Holness have provided many blunder and many low-hanging fruit where the PNP could have used against them. And Mark Golden them wait it out and still seat there now. We have Andrew to deal with for a third term, and the PNP come back with the same behavior. We are going to have Andrew Holness to deal with for another term, his 4th term. Uno not gonna like it. Uno won't like when me say so. It is the truth. Because when me dey draw and pull Mark Golden, the whole of PNP turn against me for it. The whole people like Lachlan always have a way to tell we say we confuse PNP.
The following is a release from the People's National Party.
PNP tell we say we confuse, we fi pick a side. You know what I want to tell you a bad word when you use that phrase there? So we fi pick a side with what? What PNP had do for me join force with? No, on PNP, come and explain to Dunce me. What is your party doing for me to support? Hmm? What is the PNP doing? You know, write in a comment and tell me, because my sister someone on PNP irritated already. You can't take it out, run, go on. You don't need to be here if you want somebody to wrap you up with woolly blanket and sing Kiss Me Goodnight, Sergeant Major. Me no Sergeant Major bumbo clots. Me no Sergeant Major. So me now go wrapping on and look a wooden bed. You understand? So if it is what me want uno to do, tell me what the PNP is doing that I should support. What is the People's National Party doing that I should sign up to? Let's listen to Dr. Dawes, who come out within 48 hours of the new development at Cornwall Regional Hospital, as opposed to Damian Crawford, where look at a fowl, where look at a goat, where Mark Matt's paper, but is not focusing on the $14 million job where we give Damian Crawford.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Dr. Alfred Dawes, opposition spokesperson on health and wellness. Nearly 10 years ago, repairs began at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Yesterday, the promise of the opening of a brand new second-hand hospital was broken for the 7th time. Every missed deadline comes with a new excuse. First, it was caution. Then it was rescoping. Then it was the contractors, the engineers, a shortage of local expertise. These excuses have expired. What started as a $2 billion project is now $23.5 billion, a cost overrun of over 1,000%. And while Ministry Procurement sits on an investigation for rigged bidding, the medical dome promised since February to ease overcrowding is still nowhere to be found. The people of Western Jamaica are not asking for slogans. They are asking for beds, for staff who are not stretched to the breaking point, and for a government that tells them the truth. I am calling on the minister to table a fully costed, independently verified completion plan with binding timelines and clear reasons for this new delay. I am calling for a full account of the medical dome's status, a public update on the procurement investigation, and full accountability for every taxpayer dollar spent. 8 years, 7 broken promises. Enough is enough.
Visit our website.
Damian Crawford prioritizing goat and fold them. Damian Crawford prioritize him goat and him foal. Not the job that we gave them. Mark Golden choose a bunch of educated tapanaris. What are they doing? What is the PNP tapanaris them doing? We gave them a job. We pay them handsomely. We gave them a job. We pay them handsomely. And not even that them can do. Them can find a few hours it need to organize and execute a press conference, you know. Why up until today, Nikita Burchell with it twisting and twirling and frowning and flaunting like Lisa Hanna, where it never worked for, and you think it will go work for you? Why up until today, PNP do not have a media voice? Other than Isaac Buchanan, who operates on a page that said, Isaac Buchanan, East Portland MP. The rest of them are utilizing them personal social media page because they're building their own personal brand, not the brand we pay them for. All of these people should have their business pages. What they're doing on Facebook is on their personal pages. Okay? You still have a business platform for the People's National Party. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. They're on X. What are they doing with those pages? What are they doing? All you see the PNP do is clip out little galangin from what happened in the parliament and post it without any context. We don't understand. We're dunce. Remember, we never got to school. Somehow we're going to play marble. Somehow we're going to go take man. Somehow we eat the sweets and think them and fall asleep in a class. We never learn. We don't know. Your voices are not being heard in parliament. Why don't you use the media to inform the people? And then una depend on we vlogger who una don't support them because who pan PNP are dunce, you know. Who pan never take advantage of Michael Manley Jamal. Only pan PNP is as dunce as the Labour right them, if not dunce. Because when the Labour right them will battle out with you on an issue, the PNP them will lift up them fractal, throw over them head, cuss you off, and go about them business. That is dunceness. When you're not able to argue out your point, when you refuse to listen to somebody PNP because you don't disagree with them, what don't you think Labour right? Go over TikTok and listen. If the Labour right them over there, no can say word by word everything Mark Golden, Dayton Campbell, Isaac Buchanan. They listen to them. Labour right now fooling our country. They listen when the PNP speak. Only no one listen when Andrew speak. That's why vloggers can come out here and pack up on the head of all sort of fuckery and only the thing to say Andrew will go win. Vloggers are out here playing a numbers game to get money just like politicians, you bunch of fools. Holy power, we do it for the money. Holy power, we don't give a fuck about you all. It's about the money. It's about the celebrity status that social media offers. Oh no, it's a celebrity. A social media create the new flock of celebrity. Everybody's battling for that spot. Everybody out here a battle for the celebrity spot on social media. Some of them don't want to talk about. Telling them lazy, slouchy, combo PNP to pull up their socks and take to the road. Do what they ought to be doing. But go upon a PNP, a private labor right, a uno mash up on a party, a uno sell on a party to Andrew Holness in a 2020, a uno sell on yourself again to Andrew Holness in a 2025. And you don't want me to talk the truth, PNP. You don't want me to talk the truth. But as Andrew Holness check put it in them pocket, you sell on yourself out. And you don't want me to talk the truth. You go hear it night and day. All of the PNP, one of them see me and one of them hear me run. Because when me now go sit down and do is hugging up with the foolishness. Me now go hugging up with the foolishness. because the PNP is doing nothing effective that will bring down this government. Nothing whatsoever. Even the march arranged by civil society. If any of them arrange it, PNP would have just sit down. Would have just sit down so and just sit and wait. PNP isn't a sit and wait gathering while the country is catching fire. And PNP vloggers and supporters think that we should put Mark Golden in a blanket and wrap him and hush him. Mark Golden is utterly useless as a leader. He's a good legislator, mind you. If we could get the PNP to power, I think he would be a great prime minister, rubbing up close to Michael Manley. But then again, does he have the balls? Let me leave it at good legislator for now. You may poison yourself if you talk about good prime minister. He's a great legislator, mind you. He's weak and useless when it comes to leadership. He's leading a party here, there, and everywhere. At this moment, I don't know what the PNP stands for. At this present moment in time, me don't know what PNP stand for. Stop criticizing mainstream media, say mainstream media now go no advice. You don't have a voice, PNP. What mainstream media for cater to. You don't have a voice, the PNP don't have a voice. So if mainstream media if you pay attention to PNP, mainstream media would be wasting their time. The PNP don't have voice. The PNP don't have oneness. Young PNP, none of these people have a clue of what they're doing. The young PNP, them always make, the PNP YO always make young Jamaica ride rough shot over them. Young Jamaica can set a narrative. Young Jamaica can put them point out there and get it argued. The PNP YO is a docile bunch of young people. Useless more than Mark Golden. If you think Mark Golden was useless, check the PNP YO. Wanna go? We don't have left this thing for vloggers to fight battle for. No. PNP want vloggers to fight their battles. That's why the PNP lost in September 3rd last year. JLP never win the election on September 3rd. PNP lost it. Even though the PNP have a 100% gain based on the corruption of Andrew Holness, based on what we saw during the election campaign, the PNP lost it. They got the narrative on their side. They got the masses on their side. They won all 3 debates, but they lost the election. Labour Right never win it. PNP lost and gave it to them. Never mind Southwest St. Elizabeth, who Floyd Green bought cheap. Miranda supporters sold her cheap. And then PNP want to come rub up in my face like them have integrity in our country. What PNP vloggers sit down and do? is cuss Andrew and Juliet. PNP vloggers sit down and cuss Andrew and Juliet and think that was going to be effective. Mark Golding and the PNP relied on the bagger cussing from PNP vloggers and think that was going to be enough to take them over the finishing line. Enough of PNP. PNP need to go back to the drawing board. PNP need to go back to the drawing board. PNP is a divided cult organization where you must fall in line or you don't have a say. That is the problem. That is why PNP now cut it. Because you must fall in line. You must chant the one Marky G bullshit. The one Marky G kept on in opposition after the most difficult 10, but the most difficult 5 years what we go through with Andrew Holness. And PNP couldn't outdo Andrew Holness. It telling you how bad PNP has become and how useless the People's National Party has become. Any fire that was in the People's National Party died with Portia Simpson. This new PNP now cut it. Damian Crawford will want leadership in the PNP. Is not showing leadership in whatever he does. Because when PEP results come out 2 weeks or almost 2 weeks ago, Dana Dixon come to the podium and tell a lot of lies about the PEP result. And Damian Crawford ongo come out now and talk bullshit. Who wants to listen to Damian Crawford? Who remembers the lies that Dana Morris Dixon told 2 weeks ago? When you listen to the PNP now going over, the PNP lead us blindly Jamaica. The PNP is leading a blind opposition.
The opposition spokesman on education,
The People's National Party is leading a blind opposition. That's why we never make it cross the board. And if PNP vloggers and supporters shake up the party, maybe we could do better at the next general election. But if we walk on 1 foot into the next general election, Andrew Holness' 4th term is secured. I mean, no Andrew Holness have his strategy already well marked out. Mark Golding is only getting 3 million less than Andrew Holness. 3 million we don't need. Mark Golding is only getting 3 million less than Andrew Holness. 3 million that he really doesn't need. Jamaica, we are doomed to failure under this government and with the opposition that should stand in the trenches with the Jamaican people. The PNP only has organized one demonstration or a 2 times, then do the one set of demonstration against Dennis Chung. Against Dennis Chung, they have organized demonstration against Dennis Chung because it was politically expedient. Go on PNP, you don't leave my platform, I don't know where they have been here. Because I don't want no junk around here. I want people who have Jamaica it at them interest here. Me no want people who have all PNP want to do is to get back in a power for thief. All PNP want to do is to get back in a power for thief. PNP no have no interest to get back in a power for do good. The problem we have down at Cornwall Regional Hospital, when it they break away under PNP, PNP turn a blind eye to it. That's why they cannot criticize Dr. Tufton so strongly, even though Dr. Dawes is doing a great job. But overall, the party is silent on the issue. Without Dr. Dawes, the party was very silent on the issue before Dr. Dawes come along, because that problem was created under them. Cornwall Regional never broke down when Andrew Holness take government. You understand? Let us be truthful. And we bear the brunt and the burden of all of these. Cornwall Regional never broke down overnight. You understand? Cornwall Regional never choose. So as soon as the JLP come back in a power, we're going to tumble over. Fenton Ferguson left it like that. JLP buck up in that. Let's be truthful. Story with PNP in our country. Why them have to bear the brunt of what them bear today? Because PNP is no better than JLP. PNP, the water problem we have in Jamaica never created under Andrew. It gets worse under Andrew. The problem with the road them wasn't created under Andrew. It gets worse under Andrew. So you know, one like Andrew comes to a spanking brand new country and take it and run it down. It's not like that. The PNP are as wicked and cronies as the Jamaica Labour Party. Both of them frig up with country together. Both of them frig up with lives together. The reason why PNP afraid to criticize Labour right is because them guilty of a lot of the things where them are going to criticize Labour about. The PNP is no better than Labour in our country. Two of them are thief, the two of them corrupt, two of them are liar, two of them fail when it comes to broken promises. So please don't go on like I say, Andrew Holness alone in a devil in our country. PJ Patterson left us with a bill where every prime minister resigned, that bill increase. I never Labour do it. I never Labour do it. I never Labour sit down and stitch up the Jamaica people and left us paying 5 prime minister 28 million a year. And every prime minister resigned. That bill increases for the Jamaica people. I never have Labour right sell out a lot of the things we sell out in Jamaica. Let us be honest. That's why we can't get nowhere, Jamaica. That's why we can't get nowhere, because we are so dishonest as a people. Until we can deal with the issues fair and square, we are doomed for failure as a people. Until we can be fair and square, until we can act as Jamaicans and act as done Labour right and done PNP, we are doomed for failure. Labour PNP now do nothing. The PNP YO is doing frig all in our country. Too much diehardism. That is the problem. And PNP, a diehard bullshitness, PNP deal with. Karine, how you do? What is wrong in criticizing your party? Criticizing your party is to make them better. For them to see what we're seeing from the outside, what they cannot see on the inside. For them to see that we're not happy with the mediocre they're providing us. But we want to protect their mediocre. Look how strong their voices was on the election campaign. We say, yes, a young, intelligent set going to parliament. They got there. Are they doing anything? Huh? Are they doing anything? When press conference, a few of them come there. They left things mainly to Cleveland, Mark Golden, and rather some one of them else. Jamaica people, one of those say this boys club mentality on both sides of the fence, Labour and PNP. You're not involved. You protect it, you celebrate it, you chant for it, you give them power, cycle after cycle. Tell me, Jamaica people, what have you achieved? What have we gotten as a people? Which one of the promise Labour or PNP deliver on? So to stop going like say Andrew HOLNESS and the JLP frig up with country. The all of them frig it up together. That is the truth. A lot of you corrupt PNP don't want to hear that. But it's the truth. It is the truth. PNP and Labour right is no good for Jamaica. You just got to look at their track record over the last 50 years. In your living memory, those of us who are in the 50 age group and the 60 age group, remind me of an election cycle that they have not planned to deliver water, light, and road. Remind me, Jamaica, of which election cycle both Labour and PNP no plan to deliver upon light, water, and road. Over the last 50 years, both of them share power together. Both of them have power for a long while in our country. Over the last 50 years, Andrea, Jonah, Milton Wilson, Keith Salman, Honodo. So please tell me, which one of them deliver upon them promises? And then you would want people to come out here every day, come sit down and cuss Andrew and Juliet. Me bigger than that. It's because PNP small-minded. Why them things say cussing the government, criticizing, personal criticism against the government is going to get us anywhere. While the PNP is no better. The PNP is no better than Labour right. Colin Morning. Both of them have failed us. Both of them have failed on their promises to us. Both of them preside over corruption when they are in government. Both of them steal with money or misappropriate with money when they are in government. But I feel to say, we must always have a one-sided approach. Not round here. You all don't have to like the truth. Doesn't mean that I'm going to continue to tell you the lies. If you want the PNP to do better, if you want the PNP to get back in government, you have to criticize them constructively or otherwise. But what will not suffice is you hugging up the PNP and make the PNP know, say, you're doing a great job, you can't do any better. That's why Mark Golden and the PNP sat down and lost the election, despite everything was on their side. Everything was shown to be on their side, but them still lose the election. And if they continue like this, they are going to lose another election. You don't want to hear it? It's the facts. Remember when media criticized Mark Golden from 2023 right up? I don't never like it. But that showed that I was correct. He wasn't robust or effective enough to take down Andrew Holness. And him never take him down. Him never take him down. Our country have to deal with Andrew Holness for another 5 years, which will bring us more destruction. And if the PNP continue like this, Andrew Holness are going to get him full 20 years. So now sit down and frowns up on your face and fold on your hand and continue with the disruptive behavior, PNP. Because that's not going to take you all anywhere. At the moment, Andrew Holness have the angle and the blade on have. Maybe if you sit down and plan to move as a united party, it may have more effect. PNP are useless. Useless. I mean, nah, sit down out here and promote no uselessness.
The opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, is chiding the education ministry for what he calls untruthful in how the recent PEP exam numbers were reported. The Ministry of Education reported that 3 or 4 subject areas in the recently concluded PEP exams exceeded the ministry's 70% target. The analysis showed that 72% of students scored proficient or highly proficient in language arts, literacy 79% mastery, numeracy 75% mastery, while mathematics only missed by 1%. But according to opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, the ministry is celebrating an unfortunate assessment of the facts surrounding the situation.
The examination of PEP this year has changed because of Melissa. And so to that extent, they only had one component of the examination. To compare that to last year and claim that we have improved is a ridiculous comparison of oranges to apples, because these children did not do the same exam last year, nor did they do the exam that the last set of students did. So in an effort to claim that they are working, they're trying to say that the exam that didn't include a high level of application and was mostly around the multiple choice and only two of the topics would have proven that they are working effectively.
Additionally, Mr. Crawford said this year marks the first time grade 6 students have done the literacy test, noting that the ministry's assessment of it is incorrect.
To claim that there was improvement is improbable for us to have assessed, because we'd have to look at last year's 6th grade and this year's 6th grade. What they're claiming is that compared to last year 5th grade, the students would have improved. But there is always levels of literacy. So we have to maintain or attain if they have achieved 6th grade literacy as versus improving upon their 5th grade assessment. So there's a level of literacy for 3 grade, 4 grade, 5 grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And so therefore, we'd have to have an assessment of if they achieve 6th grade literacy.
And Mr. Crawford reacted to the minister's report that 90% of students were placed in one of 7 schools of choice, while 9.5% of students were placed by proximity.
Because we don't have zoning but school choice, the examination is used to assess who gets their choice, first, second, third, up to 6th or 7th. And again, the ministry is trying to use 7 choices to claim that everybody got their choice. Most children don't even know 7th school, much less to not have gotten their choice if it's 7 choices. Those among our age group would know once upon a time we had 2 choices. And that would have proven if you had completed the assessment in a satisfactory way.
In the meantime, Mr. Crawford accused the government of being segmenters of the nation's children.
I hear an uproar about the Ascot Primary School that had a separation of those in gowns or those not in gowns. And the government had intervened to claim they don't want that segregation. However, we do have a segregation with the part lunch line and the non-part lunch line that the government facilitates. Those children incapable to afford a lunch have to go in a special line and receive special food, and that is every day, as versus this one day where the principal sought to reward those who did well, and we're seeking to promote that he was seeking to embarrass those who did not do well. So segregation in our schools have been a government systematic.
Damien Crawford is useless. He is, ever since Damien Crawford get elected back to the House of Representatives, all I see from Damien Crawford is uselessness. Uselessness. So, Artnell Reed, does that mean they shouldn't speak? If you're in politics and you're going to be concerned about what the public says or what the opposition says, that's not your job. You should be in the private sector. What if people said, or if the government said they are being bullied, so what? Let us listen to how the heat wave are going in Jamaica. Go on, what's the so too? If it is that PNP are going to sit down and say we can't organize a protest or we can't call a press conference.
So this evening, Jamaica has been reeling.
Hold on. Because they're going to criticize us, they're going to say this and that. Then they are in the wrong job. Politics is a dog-eat-dog society. Politics is a dog-eat-dog society. They must be prepared for the rough and tumble. And if they can't deal with the rough and tumble, come out of the game. So if they're going to be there and listening to what people criticize them about, or they're going to hold back from doing what is necessary because people are going to criticize them, the PNP are in the wrong job. When the PNP wanted your all votes, they were out there saying all sorts of things. What happened to their mouth now? What happened to their mouth now? Why can't the PNP address the nation in a press conference on a weekly basis? Somebody explain to me what is wrong with that. Given what we see happening in our parliament from week to week, where they are being silenced, they are being muzzled, they are being maligned, they are being bullied, they have been shut down. Please, uno docile PNP, ka only pound since we talk run gone. Explain to me what is happening, why the PNP cannot address the issues of importance in our country once a week. We ask final. Once per week. They can't get to say what they want to say in a parliament. They're not utilizing the media. Explain to me, PNP supporters, why the PNP cannot address the nation in a weekly press conference. Why? Please, this is one of the biggest problems me have with the PNP. Why them gone silent on the nation? Somebody explain that. Make a fool like me understand.
Up first this evening, Jamaica has been reeling from the triple effects of El Nino, global warming, and the Saharan dust this summer. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica says the island recorded several hot days so far, with at least one heat wave since May. As Jamaicans are again being warned to limit time outdoors and stay hydrated. But as we hear in this report, it is not so easy for people who work in open spaces.
The afternoon sun at its peak. These workmen in St. James at their limit.
My terribly innocent. Wicked. Think all 1.5 water bottle. Water. Right through the day.
They say working from morning until late evenings in the scorching sun is no easy feat. Hydration is a must.
So I'm looking at 2 buckets of water. Big bucket. So you buy the small one, it won't make no sense.
Just cool me down for a little while. But I have to drink water. No drinks can't help me, I have to drink water. Yeah, sometimes I might drink one cold beer. Yeah, like I first, for this long while, feel the sun so hot.
This comes as the island has been recording lower than normal rainfall and rising temperatures over the past few months. While many Jamaicans have been suffering from heat stress, outdoor workers have had it worse. In downtown Kingston, a similar story. This vendor has been battling the heat with a 6-week-old baby. She said she had no choice but to bring her to work.
Wicked. The time hot, man. And you see the breeze with the dust, it's not normal. It's a kill we. If you don't mind, job it as sick. I see with the young baby out. I feel out here, I feel cover from the dust. And she a ball for the heat.
And the vendors are feeling the impact from all angles. These are less than ideal conditions for fresh fruits and vegetables.
They make the pepper them ripe up. Even the sweet pepper crop, they get small. The carrots, they get small. And the things that they eat burn up the things them in the ground.
But just how hot is it? Well, the Met Service says the island has been recording several hot days from as early as May. In fact, in May, the island also recorded 2 heat wave days.
The temperature threshold varies by location, and the 2 airports, in addition to Paisley Gardens in Portland and Bodles in St. Catherine, are the 4 locations we monitor. They have all recorded hot days June into July. We actually had a record of heat wave at the Manly Airport that occurred in May. Yes. So, and you're talking about temperatures about 34, where the maximum and minimum have to stay above a threshold for 2 days.
Jamaica's heat season runs from April to October, so it is normal to feel hot now. But the heat over the past few years has been worse due to global warming. And with the island now being impacted by El Nino and the Saharan dust, it is even hotter. Jacqueline Spence Hemmings is the manager of climate services at the Met Service. She says El Nino is also making this heat season more unpredictable, so Jamaicans should stay prepared for any intense weather event.
It basically will be strengthening where we expect it to peak around November, December, January, and hopefully thereafter taper. But then how long it takes to taper will determine when we are fully out of the woods. So we are looking into going into 2027 for sure.
And so Jamaicans are being advised to limit their exposure to the sun where possible and stay hydrated. For people who work outdoors, suggestions are being made to avoid working between the hours of 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. when the sun is at its peak. Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
It hot here, so too. Right now, we are registering 32, 33 degrees Celsius. And just after 2 UK time. But Jamaica people and Caribbean people, let's not fall for the wool where we leaders them a pull over with eye. Not no go so. Now that they get caught out, and especially for we leader, when it comes to the memorandum of misunderstanding, they're trying to convince us of something else that we know is not true. Them try to keep pushing the narrative that the deportees won't be staying in Jamaica, they're just transiting through. Can they tell us which country does Jamaica have connecting flights to? Which country does Jamaica have connecting flights to? And if it is that they know where they are going and ought to be going, why they not send them on the merry way from now? Horace Chang told us that provision would be made for asylum, and if they apply for asylum, their case would be heard. The asylum process takes years. As I said last night, this is something that could go all the way up to the Privy Council. So the wool where them a pull over with eye, say it's just a pass through. Which part we have connecting flights to is the question the government need to now answer to the people. Which countries do we have connecting flights to?
Hello, I'm Kimon Francis. CARICOM leaders have sought to reassure citizens that the United States Third Country Nationals arrangement will not lead to mass migration in the region. Officials say the arrangements would only facilitate the temporary transit of foreigners without criminal records who are being returned to their home countries. Indicom has launched a probe into the fatal police shooting of 2 men during an operation in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Wednesday night. The incident is reportedly linked to the robbery and shooting of a service station pump attendant along Deanery Road in Kingston earlier that day.
Bros is not advocating, neither I myself or Kimon is not advocating for a splitting of the party. The People's National Party needs leadership. The People's National Party does not have a strong, robust leadership at the moment. The local government election of 2024 and the central government election on the 3rd of September show a leadership problem. It is why the People's National Party, after Andrew Holness preside over corruption for 10 years, have not gotten over the finishing line. The same problem exists and persists. If we go to another general election with Mark Golden as leader, the same thing is likely to happen. The PNP have provision for leadership contest, which is coming up, I think, in 2027 or 2028. You can do it by the normal way, or you can do it by consensus. The normal way is for whoever feel to go for leadership can put themselves forward, and you have that system of voting between the delegates or whatever. That bit, based on what we saw happen to Dr. Phillips, is more likely to divide the party. Another way of doing it is by consensus, where the most fitnable is put ahead and agreed by all internally. It cannot be, though, that when we have a feckless leader, as in Mark Golden, we decide to continue to lose with him. It's a detriment, not for the party only, but for the entire country. Mark Golden, as a leader, will not cross it. He did not cross it in the local government election. He did not cross it in the general election. So if we prepare for tug on with Mark Golden, be prepared to be on the outside. Wanna stop hug up Mark Golden, hug up Jamaica, and take on the arms for around Mark Golden. Mark Golden is not a great leader. He's a great legislator. He is that. The best legislator in our country. The best at writing an act or a bill that becomes an act. He is not that leader. If the PNP cannot unite themselves, then it is sad for them as a party, and more so for us as a country. If it is that PNP have to do it within their individual personal interests, sad for the party and sad for the country. But we must stop hug up Mark Golden. Mark Golden leadership style is an asset for Andrew Holness corruption. Mark Golden fecklessness and lackluster and stay a year and a half before it come out, if it come out pan immediately, is not doing the party or country any good. And the faster PNP supporters recognize the problem, then you all can go somewhere to solve it. You cannot, though, solve a problem by hugging it up and coercing it. Anyway, come go before my business before PNP start fling stone at me, because I know they don't like the truth. That's the signal to the Jamaica people. PNP do not like the truth. That tells me when PNP gets into power and is doing the same or similar corruption as the Jamaica Labour Party, they will be protected by their supporters, just like how Vegas, Chopper John, Nephew, Hello Neighbor, and the rest of them is protecting JLP corruption. Remember, the Dennis Garden issue show us that PNP not trustworthy. Them in a hit with Labour. It show we say PNP vloggers lied to us that they will hold PNP to account. Not no go so. The whole of them a lie. Because when it comes to the time to hold Dennis Gordon and the PNP to account, I watch a plethora of PNP vloggers make excuse for Dennis Gordon and his company's corruption against us, the taxpayer, a multi-millionaire. PNP has a problem. And until they can look within themselves as the party, as the supporters of the party, that problem will persist. It will hold them back, and it will no doubt hold the country back. Look at the TCN issue. How much the PNP is championing the issue. Anyway, come go on about your business before them start stone you. Mark Golden stepping down. I agree with you, Kimon. If Mark Golden stepped down and met things fizzle out, no, it will be better for the party than 2 years down the road. And I'll tell you why. If Mark Golden had stepped down after the general election, even if a division comes in the party, you would have time for a new leader to revise the party to meet the next general election. Strategically, after 6 months of a general election, the Prime Minister can call a snap election. So Andrew Holness is in a good sitting 2027 or 2028, whenever the PNP leadership contest is, to call a snap election in the middle of the PNP division. That's what one of docile PNP supporters are not looking at. Even though we keep out here warning about it. That's what will secure Andrew Holness' fourth term. Mark Golden and the PNP division will give that to Andrew Holness. Because if we go to the next general election in 2030 with Mark Golden is going to lose. And if we have a tug of war in 2027 or 2028, Andrew Holness is going to take them by surprise with a snap election. And Babsy Uncle will have Andrew Holness till 2030 and beyond. Mark my words. Anyway, I can't come before me business for them start to stone out of me. Outer road hot and a gone bad. Outer road hot and a gone bad. Debbie Jervis, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. Please do join us back. If you don't see it tonight, if the coffin get too heavy, because the coffin come on probably heavier evening time. If the coffin too heavy, we may not come on, but if not, please, as long as out here 2 hours, no man, go on about your business now. Join us back tonight for the People's Point of View. Thank you very much for watching, and good morning and good afternoon from the Global TV Group. And remember, our country come first. Politician salary big. Remember, only Pawi can't find a night dinner.
10 years, you say.
Only Pawi in a Jamaica cannot find a night dinner, while politicians walk away with millions. You only need one term in a politics to become a millionaire. You understand? Anyway, my people, thank you and good afternoon.
10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food, no we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. You stand up on the.
Yes, Lynette Jenkins, I do the steam treatment with Alba. You see, when me sleep with a fan, the same problem persists when me wake up a man time. So last night, me have to sleep in the heat. Was uncomfortable because the temperature at night time don't really drop below 25 or 23. So it's hot and sticky and sweaty.
10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food, pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their GLP friends them build high rise, road still full of hope. A house pocket to a fill, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in politics we ever see. Wholeness, time to go. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Wholeness, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done really show. Wholeness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report land and nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate done and it just more. And when we raise revise the call, we political. But the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Wholeness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Let's say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not on the door.
Wholeness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Wholeness, our time to go. We know our no hype, we know our no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but we voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking, and I'm not too late. Time to go, the people. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not by the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. We can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what?
With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.